the world we live in today, and really always, you need to know the Lord for yourself. You need to be reading the Bible yourself so that you can what? Do what the Bible says and try the spirit by the spirit. Like, but you got to know that the word says that, right? You have to know the word to be able to use it as a shield against false doctrine. And it's so many people that just say what feel good and they lead you astray, and then you mad at them. And I'm not saying they not responsible. I'm not relieving them of that responsibility. You feel what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that you own some of that responsibility too. And sometimes it's our own ignorance that allows us to continue to be taken advantage of. And so we have to know so that we can be better, right? And to protect ourselves sometimes from whatever hurt. Now, again, that's a loaded topic, so don't allow yourself to be triggered by the fact that I said church hurt, because sometimes you talk about a topic that like somebody's super passionate about and they like miss the point because they focus on that. So let's move past that, right? In business, it's really important to know, because what you don't know can hurt you, right? So a lot of people don't realize you are in business. If you have a job, you're in business. I don't care where you work, like you are in business. And one of the things that happen, especially in poverty, again, I come from poverty, so I'm speaking about this through experience. A lot of times through poverty, what happens is we don't actually know the extent that we're into a business deal or in a partnership or a relationship. And so what comes to mind as an example is like Dave Chappelle. So, and this is just one example, because you hear a lot of celebrities or artists talk about like, yo, I was in a bad deal, or A, B, and C, or this company manipulated me, this business manipulated me. And I remember Dave Chappelle talking a little bit about his Comedy Central days and saying like he signed a bad contract and they knew it, they took advantage of him. I talked about this a little bit last year. The reality of it is they may be wrong, so we're not dealing with how wrong they are or not, but Dave owns some of that responsibility. Like, it's your responsibility when you sign your name on something. Like, what you don't know can hurt you. So if you don't know and you don't realize this is a business relationship, these people don't love me, they don't care about me, they don't, when it comes down to court or a situation, they're going to take me to court, they're going to take my money, they're going to put my show out, I'm not going to get the residuals or the royalties. So many times, man, we allow ourselves to remain ignorant, so we keep signing bad deals, and then what happens is we get mad at the company for doing what they said they were going to do in black and white on paper. When you sign an agreement, it's your responsibility to read it. It doesn't mean that I'm saying the company isn't wrong for being manipulative, but what I'm saying is what you don't know can hurt you. So if you don't know business and you're engaging in business relationships and partnerships, it can hurt you. And we see this time and time again, and we get mad at the companies, but you got to understand your leverage. Now, here's the other thing I will say. Leverage is a part of this. So you're not always going to get back. So let's use Dave Chappelle as an example, right? We're just talking about business. Whether you like Dave Chappelle or not, that doesn't affect the content of this conversation. If you look at the Dave Chappelle situation from a business perspective, he signed a bad business deal. He admitted to that. I heard him say that himself. Like, I signed a bad business deal. So here's the first thing we got to do in business is we got to take accountability. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, yo, regardless of whatever, I signed that piece of paper. Nobody held a gun to my head. But here's the other part of it, y'all, that we overlook sometimes. Sometimes what you got out of it wasn't the money. Because let's be real, Dave Chappelle signed that deal with Comedy Central and he blows up. So at the end of the day, maybe the monetary value directly into your bank account wasn't what it should have been, but you were able to leverage the situation. That's what business is really about. It's two parties really looking to leverage as much as they can off of each other. And I think the problem with us is we enter business relationships and partnerships thinking that it's a friendship. Like, and that's why you see so many artists that chase record deals. That's like they chase record deals thinking a record deal is something that is not. Like, a record deal is a loan. That's really what it is. It's a company saying, it's just like a record deal is just like you going to try to get a mortgage. They're looking at your credit history, your background. and your reputation financially and saying, based on everything we see, we believe that we can loan you $700,000 to go and get a house. And if you don't pay it, we want our money back. I never went to a bank to get a loan or a mortgage and thought I was dealing with my friends. They want their money. They want something out of me. But here's the thing. I'm also looking to leverage something out of them. I'm saying, okay, I don't have the cash or don't want to take the cash to spend the amount to get this house today. So I'm going to leverage the money you're going to give me, right? I'm going to pay you back in smaller increments so that I can have a place to live. That's business.